The inner critic is not your enemy. It's a part of you that needs to be heard, not obeyed. That is what it means to do shadow work, not slaying the darkness, but bringing it into the light. I want to talk about something I see in my clinical work as well as in coaching again and again, and that the research is now confirming clearly. The inner critic gets louder at thresholds. When you are in a life transition, a job loss, a migration, a diagnosis, a divorce, the end of a relationship, the beginning of something new, the inner critic activates at full volume. And this makes complete psychological sense. Transitions destabilize identity. They strip away the roles, the structures, the routines that have told you about who you are. And when you don't know who you are, when the old map no longer matches the territory, the inner critic rushes into that vacuum. It tells you why the transition is your fault, why you should have known, why other people handle these things better. Jung described this as the dissolution of the persona. And I know I'm throwing a lot of different Jungian terms. A persona is a mask that we wear to adapt to our environment. So again, it's something that is for adaptive purposes. So it's very helpful in a lot of situations and it's not so helpful in others. So just remember that. So the dissolution of the persona, the breakdown of the identity structure we build for the world to see. It is painful. It can feel like death. But he also was consistent about what comes next. And what comes next is individuation. Or I should say, it's individuation includes this whole process. The word comes from the Latin individuare, to make whole. Individuation is the process of becoming more fully who you are, more fully yourself. Not the self that you were shaped to perform, but the one beneath all of the roles and the labels and the survival strategies. And the inner critic is one of the most important figures on that journey. Not because it tells you the truth, but because its attacks map the edges of the self you haven't yet integrated. We're all here on this planet to integrate. If you are in a threshold right now, if life has forced something open that you didn't ask for, I want you to hear this. The loudness of your inner critic is not evidence that you are broken. It is evidence that you are in the process of becoming.